Yeah, what's up? This is you from the Richie, and welcome along as we continue to review the Catechism of the Catholic Church. What have I been up to? I just lost a game of Monopoly to my wife, so you can imagine how I feel. But that's okay, you know, life goes on, and hey, we got this exciting video coming up, so let's get in there. So paragraph 21 looks at quotations. So quotations are in small print, and the quotations are used to support the catechism. At the end of each theme, there's what's called a in brief. So the in brief summarizes all the paragraphs of the unit. And what happens with the in brief is we can use the content as memorization. So when we're having discussions or teaching catechesis, we can turn to the in brief. Paragraph 23 talks about the catechism is an in-depth review. When we read the catechism, it helps us to grow into our faith, and I can tell you over the past few weeks it's really helped me to grow in my faith, and I'm looking forward to covering more of the catechism as we go on. Please subscribe. The catechism doesn't cater to any age, any time period, to any culture, so it's on us as teachers or as catechists to teach the catechism in a way that's relatable to the audience. The next paragraph speaks about teaching the catechism with love. So obviously with the catechism we get more knowledge and our eyes are opened, but that doesn't mean we're there to shame other people or to make them feel inferior. But we use the catechism because we want to teach with love and to give them the truth and what the Catholic Church teaches. Okay, now we're up to the profession of faith. So paragraph 26 talks about the units and the different parts we're going to cover in the profession of faith before we can really believe in the God, Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now in paragraph 27, it reminds us that God has created each of us to be in communion with Him. So we can be rich, we can be famous, we can have all these possessions, but we can only find true happiness through God. Now in the next paragraph, it talks about how we have been searching for God all our lives. So if we look in history, you know, people have made sacrifices, you know, different rituals, people have meditations. So automatically that makes us religious beings. The next paragraph tells us that although God calls us, we can either ignore, forget, or reject God. Now, some examples of that is we can chase worldly pleasures, or we can even ignore God, you know, and say, oh, you know, I don't believe in God, I don't want to do this mass stuff, or, you know, I don't want to be a Christian. So, even though we may ignore or reject God, God is always calling us. But in any relationship, the relationship between God and man is a two-way street. So, you know, we have to believe God is real in our minds, in our hearts, in our thoughts, in our will, and we've got to have a witness. So we've got to have a personal community that can show us who God truly is. So our practical tip for today is it's on God. So I've run a bunch of youth and young adult groups in my time, and I could say one thing that is in common is a lot of people get disappointed and they go, oh, Richie, why don't we have, you know, all these people coming to our youth group? And I'll remind them, well, at the end of the day, you know, we can have the greatest program, you know, we can feed them pizza every week. But at the end of the day, obviously God has a journey for each person, and it's up to that person to make that call and for God to, you know, have that dialogue with them. But please pray for these people. Please run these awesome programs as well. And the challenge for this week, it's really just to spend time with your non-Christian friends or your family. Sometimes, you know, one of the criticisms of being Catholic is, oh, you just want to hang out with Catholic people. But, you know, there's actually good people all over the world, and you just need to chat to them and be that Christian witness. And what might happen is one conversation might lead to another, and they might go, oh, I really want to have, you know, what you got. And you can tell them about God and how God makes you feel, and that might be an opportunity to evangelize. Well, anyway, that's all I have for this week, and I'm looking forward to seeing you as we cover paragraphs 31 to 40. Also, I don't have any music in the background, so I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but yeah, love to get your feedback. God bless you, and I'm out.